There's a Jim Holmes of Aurora, Colorado page on the Colorado Tea Party site as well, talking about him joining the Tea Party last year. Now, we don't know if this is the same Jim Holmes, but it's Jim Holmes of Aurora, Colorado.
This morning, when the news of the shooting was spreading, the media immediately started to attack the Tea Party, making false allegations that the shooter was a member of a branch of the Tea Party Patriots, especially that vermin on ABC, Brian whatever Ross. Well, he was wrong, and he retracted it.
We don't know much about him. An earlier report that I had was incorrect, that he was connected with the Tea Party. In fact, that's a different Jim Holmes. He is not connected to the Tea Party. And what we do know about him is that he's a 24-year-old white male who went to Colorado for a PhD.
Joining us right now is the co-founder and national coordinator of Tea Party Patriots, Jenny Beth Martin. Jenny, welcome to the Savage Nation.
Hi, Michael. Thanks for having me on today.
How did they try to drag the Tea Party into this?
Well, first, I want to say that my heart and my prayers go out to the families of the victims and to the victims themselves. This was a horrible, terrible, tragic incident, and that's where the focus should have been all day today. Unfortunately, on ABC News this morning, on Good Morning America, one of the first things they did was they found the name of the person, James Holmes, who is apparently the shooter, and they went and found a Tea Party group with the name of Jim Holmes from Aurora, Colorado, and immediately said that it seems like the person was a Tea Party member. And the person that they did this with, who is actually a Tea Party member, is a 52-year-old man. I believe he is Hispanic, and he is not the 24-year-old shooter. And it's just tragic that the first thing the media needs to do is take a tragedy like this and find a way to take jabs at the Tea Party movement.
The media seems to attack the Tea Party more than they do the Taliban.
Yeah, I wonder if the people, it was on ABC News, I wonder if ABC News went and said, hey, let's look and see if there's an Occupy Wall Street site that has the same name on it, or if there's somebody with the president's campaign or his opponent's campaign, or if they just went straight to the Tea Party as their standard operating procedure to see if they can find some way to hurt the Tea Party. And it's really just tragic. We're not lawbreakers. We care so much about the law and the rule of law in this country that we're doing everything we can to work within the system to have a positive change. And today should have been completely about the victims and their families and the facts of what actually happened, rather than making innuendos and accusations that were unfounded.
What do you hope comes out of this false attack on the Tea Party?
ABC News later issued a retraction. They need to apologize. They need to apologize to the James Holmes who they accused of doing this, who had nothing at all to do with it. They need to apologize to the local Tea Party group who they were insulting when they did this. And they need to quit. They need to start looking for facts. Quit trying to figure out how somebody in a situation like this, who's a lone shooter, who clearly has something wrong with him, quit trying to figure out what associations caused him to do this. It's not the person who did this. This is not a normal thing. He probably suffered from some sort of mental illness. People in the political movement on either side of the spectrum, this is not what we want to see happen in our country. And I think that they need to quit looking for who to place the blame with, what groups to place the blame with, and realize that sometimes things happen and it's the individual's responsibility, not outside groups.
Yeah, but will they do that?
I don't know if we can expect it to happen. I know that's what should be happening. The media and reporters are supposed to report facts and make sure that they nail the facts down before they start making wild accusations. And that's not what happens in the media today. And it's quite a shame that they have to go for things like this that are really irrelevant rather than focusing on what is important.
Why is that?
I think they focus on the Tea Party because we scare them. They understand that we are American citizens who care about our country. We don't want anything from the government other than the government to leave us alone and to allow us to live our lives and have our liberty. And they don't know how to deal with that. Usually groups can be bought off with political favors. We don't want political favors. We want the political favors to end. So they're trying to figure out some way that they can harm the movement because the movement is a threat to their own political ends.
Where can we read more?
At teapartypatriots.org. Again, that's teapartypatriots.org.
Jenny Beth Martin, thanks again for being on the Savage Nation.
Michael, thanks so much for having me on the show today.